lesson, we are going to be solving equations with exponents. Let's look at this little example that I have up here. X squared is equal to 9. Since there are no other numbers and we just have an x squared, to solve this equation, it's really one easy step. We're going to take the square root of both sides. But our answer can be positive or negative. So with taking the square root of both sides, I know x is going to be equal to a 3, or x could be equal to a negative 3. Both of them would make the equation true. So let's check it out. If I do 3 squared, is that equal to 9? Yes. If I do a negative 3 squared, negative 3 times negative 3, is that equal to 9? Both of these are true. So all of our answers will have a positive number and a negative number. All right, well, let's solve a few problems today. This next one is just like the example. X squared is equal to 100. We're going to see that there's no other numbers with the x squared, so we're going to take the square root of both sides, and when we do that, I even like to put my positive and negative sign right up there. I end up with the square root of x squared is just x, because we know x times x is x squared, and the square root of 100 is 10, but it's going to be a positive or a negative 10. So it can be written that way, which that's the way most pre-algebra and algebra students would be writing it, or it could be written where x is equal to 10 or x is equal to a negative 10. Again, this is the preferred way of writing the answer. So number 2 is 5x squared is equal to 20. Well, notice now our 5 is our coefficient of our x squared, and that means it's being multiplied. So we have to get the x squared alone in order to take the square root of both sides of the equation. So in order to do that, we know the opposite operation of multiplication is division. We're dividing both sides by 5. So we get x squared is equal to a 4. Again, when we're doing the next step, now I do see that I have just the x squared alone, and that's what I have to have in order to go ahead and take the square root of both sides. And the square root of x squared is just x. And the square root of 4 we know is 2. So our answer could be positive 2 or negative 2. All right, let's look at number 3. So this time we have a different step. Again, remember, we must get our x squared alone. So in order to do that, I've got to go ahead and move the 21 to the other side. So I'm taking this subtraction sign, I'm thinking it's it being a negative sign, and I'm going to add 21 to both sides of the equation. This cancels out, that was our goal, so we end up with x squared is equal to 49. Again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the square root of both sides because I know that x squared is just x. That's our goal, to find x. So x is equal to a positive or a negative 7. Oops, and that's not the square root of 7. That is just, and I'm going to cross that off, that's x is equal to a positive or negative 7. This is our answer. And going to the last problem that we have here, we are going to go ahead and we are going to have to do 2 steps to get the x by itself. So I see that I am going to have to subtract my 6, move it to the other side of the equation. So I get 2x squared is equal to 8. Well, my x squared is not alone yet. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And I end up with x squared now is equal to 4. I know now that I have x squared by itself, my very last step is taking the square root of both sides, and my answer will always be a positive and a negative. So x is equal to a positive or a negative 2. If this video was helpful to you today, please add a like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more Math with Marcia. See you again soon.